D23 2022's Wonderful World of Dreams Pavilion had two new Disneyland reveals, consisting of two new models showing different updated sections of ToonTown and a third model showing the new theme for the attraction to be formerly known as Splash Mountain. Let's break down everything new that we know about the future of ToonTown. Greetings, fellow citizens of ToonTown, Bricky here. Let's do a Disneyland design deep dive. Out of the three new models that were presented, the most impressive by far were the two ToonTown models, giving an updated look at the ToonTown refresh coming in 2023. ToonTown opened in the summer of 1988. When it reopens in 2023, it will be 35 years old. This is the first ever major expansion and hitting the proper time in my opinion. I've always enjoyed ToonTown, but it was drifting down that dark road of obscurity, and in talking to Imagineers that worked on this project, the number one focus of ToonTown 2.0 is accessibility to all. And as we look around these models, you'll see they have gone above and beyond to deliver that self-initiated goal. The first of the two models focuses on the business district of ToonTown, where hopefully the previously mostly closed quick service restaurants will stay open and make better use of this space. With Runaway Railway bringing in huge crowds, it will also bring in a lot of demand and huge appetites for this newly refreshed row of treats. It seems they have mostly kept all the same buildings but adjusted the roof lines so that they are all very similar, whereas before there were a few that looked more circusy than a small animated town. It looks like the corner location, the old filling station, as a more prominent market. And if you remember, this location has the land's only restrooms located on the back side of it. The stage area still remains in front of the bank in the ToonTown City Hall, and I do hope with upcoming surge in popularity that they make a better use of this performance space. Gone are the gazebos in this area that congested up the sight lines and the people flow, as well as the trolley and the trolley station. There's a new gorgeous rolling hill backdrop that is now in the updated style of the Mickey Mouse animated shorts, that is also the same style guide used for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I think this backdrop is a drastic improvement from the last, and in case you don't know, so much more effort has been placed into the scale of this backdrop because it's here to cover the huge Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway show building. Which I have to say, out of the gate, I'm not the biggest fan of this front facade, but I think that's because I'm not seeing the final version with all the neon signage and the popcorn light blinking all about. Right now, it feels like a model with taped on signs and not an animated cinematic architecture experience, which one would hope you would get going into their big premiere. The neon lighting on the East Coast is phenomenal, and I hope that on the West, we get something as similar. I do find the huge hole cut out of the awning interesting, and I'm curious to see how that interacts with the circular tile below. All in all, I like that this area is now one design language instead of a few different ones. I appreciate that the courtyard is now structure-free and will become a true entertainment and relaxation space. And I look forward to this area being fully operational. Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway is a favorite attraction of mine on the East Coast, and I'm excited to see its demand bring this part of Disneyland back to life. Friends, just like we're watching ToonTown be reconstructed and built better, we too have the opportunity to build a better channel. Subscribe today and help me build a better channel to serve you with more park information to help you make your next trip to the park even better, and more design details if you care about the history and design of Disneyland. I appreciate you and thank you for subscribing to Hey Bricky. The second model we received is half of the residential district of ToonTown. This area that is home to both Goofy and Donald Duck is the area where we see some serious reshaping of the land of ToonTown. Now we only get to see the entrance of Chip 'n Dale's Gadget-Go coaster, so that's a new name, and I can confirm that the Chip 'n Dale tree is officially gone for good. But the first structure that we can see is Donald Duck's boat, and it's no longer sitting in a body of water, but instead has been converted over to a splash zone, allowing more interaction and more play space in this area that used to be off limits to guests. Now, if you notice, you can no longer see an entryway into Donald's boat. I'm assuming if that is the case, it's because there's no way to make this tight play space accessible to all. there's not enough room inside of Donald's boat to create a ramp to get citizens of Disneyland up to the second level. And on the exterior, we can see Disney has removed the body of water as part of their water conservation campaign and to also create more active space. Goofy's house is a major change and now has become a serious play zone. You'll notice the entire lawn houses walking paths with a very cute bridge and lots of play stations all along the way. Slides are placed on the new back hill, and a massive dock-style queue sits where the old smaller park and play area once did. The more you look around and discover this area, the more you'll find and realize they went above and beyond on fitting in lots of fun active areas, sprinkled all around where you'll never be too on top of others, giving a more private play experience. I also enjoy the cartoon picket fence that not only sells the residential story being told here, but keeps guests away from the many colorful flowers, bushes, and trees that hopefully can help out with how hot ToonTown has always been with little to no shade offerings. The interior of the house also is rebranded and reimagined into an interactive area where kids can see how candy is made. In the new common space of ToonTown, we see one of the 2 new fountains that are coming, and this time around, a new level of interactivity. And you can see that it's the current animated version of Mickey and Minnie as the fountain centerpiece. 3 different levels of water flowing around interactive water spouts that we can now control how the water shoots around, creating a fun sensory experience in the heart of ToonTown. Walt's Wishing Tree, a new open play and relaxation area, looks like it would be a picnic area or grassy field if ToonTown were a real land and not a busy theme park land. I'm pretty sure none of this will be real grass, but instead artificially to the point where it may feel a lot more like a lawn painted pad. I expect all of this area to be the same shock absorbent surface you feel under your feet and all the play areas of the Redwood Trail Challenge area currently over inside of Disney's California Adventure. The tree in the model looks a little lacking in details, but I hope when we see the real tree that it embraces a lot of the real world detailing and storytelling to make this truly worthy of being called Walt's Tree. The new version of the land looks very updated, and I was speaking with David of Fresh Baked, who walked out of the exhibit right after me, and we were both blown away by the magic trick of how they created so much more space in what's already a very, very tight space. And this is what I love most about Disneyland design, is the ingenious design within restriction, where every piece of land has to be able to pivot and turn to make the piece of land next to it stronger and more efficient. And that's my main takeaway. This is a more efficient version of ToonTown that will also reward Disney with being a more profitable version of ToonTown. Not only will guests now spend more time in this area, but they will also spend more money as well. It will be interesting to see when we get the newly redesigned queue area for Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Go coaster. I'm curious to see how the area around Mickey and Minnie's homes look, and on the opposite side of the land that house the interactive buildings as well as Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin and the, I'm assumed, removing train building and fountain. So far, this project is looking like a nice improvement and on par with my expectations. If you enjoyed this video, check out my Splash Mountain model breakdown as well as an explanation of all the new fun ride vehicles coming to Fantasy Springs in Tokyo. Friends, thank you so much for watching this video breaking down the design of the upcoming ToonTown refresh. And don't forget, every Friday and Monday we do update videos and construction videos that will take you through the entire process. I'd like to thank all my friends at Club 1313 for making today's video possible, and I'd like to thank you for showing up and watching. Friends, until the next time I hear you say, "Hey Bricky," I'll see you back here with more Disneyland design.